let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for fucking dinner, all right?
Oh, you're gonna die. Wow. Can we just drink this? Oh,
take a sip.
I'm gonna take a sip.
You are there.
Okay, what am I setting? What are you setting?
It's not liquid ass.
It's not liquid ass.
It's not liquid ass.
Test.
You gotta wear these things?
Yep, you want to hear us.
You might not want to hear us.
Yeah, right.
So deep. Have a sense of humor. Good laugh does more for the stomach muscles than 5 minutes setting up exercises.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Guys, I better not get fired for this.
Boom, boom.
Okay, we're
The
good.
most entertaining and offensive show around. Out of
make
the
sure it's recording. You
Bulk
see those
CrossFit
things going up and down?
Studios in the
We're good.
average Joe's
I got my
entertainment
agent right
complex.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's Bourbon and Barbells.
I can afford your agent. So, we'll be at the intro afterwards.
Boom, boom.
We're going to get right into it. All right, here we go. Bourbon and Barbells at you. Very special edition. Someone had to fill in for Newman because he's getting his first step of the transition process is tonight. So he's on his road to becoming Mercedes Newman. I think the balls are going off tonight.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, you know what? Let's get fucking Mark Bragman in here because he knows more about trannies than anybody I know.
That's
right. Literally, though, the two guys that I respect most in the world are sitting at this table right now. So I'm very excited. It's going to be a different episode. We're going to talk a lot about race cars and boats and who knows
Remodel, right?
a remodel, yeah, from an accident. But so,
Alleged.
Mark, every person that starts this show has to do this.
They say you're not part of the turbo team.
Oh, what is
Don't
this shit?
run.
You're ready.
You don't
You're
run
ready.
with us. We're the ones who run.
I get you ready.
You're part of this turbo team. Walk.
What the hell's the matter with you?
So, it's like a midget hooker. Like, how much fun could come in a small package like that? Like,
That's not right.
it's supposed to like make you pumped up to work out.
Oh, yeah, I'm pumped up.
Now, so, Mark, obviously, if people don't know this, he owns a tiki bar. I call it tiki bar, but what's the official name of the place? Says
Cold Springs Marina.
no, or Kara's place,
Or Kara's place, yeah.
or
Yeah.
Kara's Treehouse.
Yeah, she kicked me out, so.
Well, that's one of the first things I want to get to. Me and Mark have the same problem. We are the face
Exactly.
of the business. We don't act like that. We do the work or anything. Kara does the work there. Jen does the work here. But they get so pissed off when people want to come to us.
Exactly.
So pissed off. Like they're like, that was me. Like, we can't help it. We're the face of the, like, trust me, Jen, when I'm going to fuck up eventually, it's going to be called Average Jen's eventually. But until then, you know, it's Average Joe's. And, like, we're sitting on the dock hanging out, and people come up to him, and Kara's sitting right there. It's like, am I not here right now? Am I fucking invisible? Like, because Kara does, like, it's really Kara's business, right?
I signed everything over to Kara.
Wow.
Kara owns it.
Can we just drink well, that's because you're retarded. Can't come in.
Yeah.
I got so many questions I want to get to. So, I actually just saw this before.
Okay,
and I told him,
what am I setting? What are you setting?
It's not liquid ass.
It's not liquid ass.
It's not
You
liquid
did
ass.
that? Yes, I did. Yeah.
like a real one. Not,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You weren't faking it, like trying to get the judge to go with you.
Oh, no, I had to skip the court date. Go to the hospital.
But did it help you at all?
It didn't help me one damn bit. It didn't help me one damn bit.
So deep.
So,
No, like, no, let's back up. I want to let's dive into that a little bit more. Like, in the actual courtroom.
Yeah. It was actually outside the courtroom doors when you get called in.
was it when she said, what
Guys,
color
I
is the guy
better
when
not
she was
get
cheating on you
fired for
with?
this.
No, it's when she said, you're going to pay that damn
The
child
most
support.
entertaining and offensive show around. Out of the both Winslow
But that's almost
CrossFit
like,
Studios,
I'm sure the
is
judges seen
average
people
Joe's
fake that. Like,
entertainment
fucking, I'm thinking
complex.
like
sure.
Sanford and Sons.
It's
I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming.
I really thought I was coming to see her.
And then like looking up, like, did he buy it? Did he buy it?
Yeah.
My neck and my back.
But let's start kind of like you were a race car driver, right? Like a legitimate, what was it called, Outlaws or
Sprint cars, which I raced with.
what? So what's the difference of a sprint car compared to?
Yeah, there's a lot of different styles of racing. So yeah, what's a sprint car?
Sprint cars, the ones with the big wings on top.
So like just a straight track goes for speed?
No. It's circle track on dirt.
Okay.
And we got wings on top that hold you through the turns, or you'd never get through the turns.
So what's the biggest difference between like that and like say like people usually think about dirt like modified cars? Like what's the biggest difference?
Well, I've owned those too, but the modifieds are slower. That they don't have the pickup that a sprint car does, and you gotta let off to get through the turns because you can't hold it right down with no wing up there. You'd never get through the turn.
That's because those wings are like the Z wings, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's half a swastika? We should ask Jason.
Yeah. He's only half German. But is that to basically keep it pinned then when you're going sideways?
Well, the left side of the wing is up in the air and the right side's down. So when you go into the corner, the wind grabs the left side and what they call loads the car so you can stay right on the gas.
So this is, I don't know like how familiar you are with dirt racing.
It's like
but,
drifting, right?
Like you basically go balls to the wall into that corner and you drift, you slide to that corner. So
Yeah,
you were that's like a lot of balls counting on that car to slide through that corner.
There's no like brake check just to get you into that slide?
There is a brake only in the front, and there's only a brake on the left side.
Okay.
So if you feel like you're going in flat out, balls to the wall, and the car ain't turning, you better hit the brake. Just you don't hit it and stay on it. You just hit it, and it pulls the car around. And
Okay.
that's what gives you that.
Okay, well I played Mario Kart. So in Mario Kart,
Oh, same thing.
Drop the turtle shell and go.
so that brings me to Mario Kart, the Rainbow Road. So we did this segment called Gay or Not Gay. So last week,
Wasn't gay.
So the polls tell otherwise. He had a threesome with two guys and a girl, and both of their dicks slid into the pussy side by side.
Oh boy,
Is that gay or not gay?
I think that's gay.
I like,
Inadvertent slip.
but you didn't stop.
No. We stopped. But
She went and got the sandwich. Like,
wait. Right, docking, right. We were docking.
And in the mix of it all, did you kiss the guy?
well,
We had breakfast. No.
there was like 100-something votes online about it, and the thing, like the guys are like, "Well, there's pussy involved, so it can't be gay." It can be gay. Like, yeah. Like, if there's a girl in the corner while you're fucking a guy in the ass, like, you know, that's
Yeah.
But you know, two dicks in a pussy, like you're starting a fire, like you're a fucking Boy Scout, like, yeah, like that,
It was so hot.
yeah.
It was.
Yeah, because you're starting a fire in the pussy. But he also grew up in Watertown. Like, that's different. There's nothing else to do up there, you know? Like,
Fuck, fight, and drink, man.
They throw axes and have threesomes, I guess.
Yeah.
But back to the racing part. I think a lot of people don't realize local racing like that. They think all this money and everything like that, but it's really just you might as well smoke crack because it's probably cheaper than racing.
Oh, it certainly is.
You're not making money to fucking pay for anything every week.
A motor now is for a good motor is about $60,000
No shit.
for one motor, and you got to have 2 or 3 in the trailer.
Just, yeah, because shit blows
You
up.
know, if it blows up, you could blow 1 or 2 a night. So you better have some motors in there.
And you better know how to change cylinders quick, right?
Right.
Well, it's like, so I sponsor a dirt guy, and he's just starting off, and I was like, well, I'll give you like $1,500. He's like, oh, great, I have 2 front new tires.
Yeah.
I was like, better not pop them.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the first race, he's a novice. First race, someone fucking wiped him out. He popped both of them.
Yeah.
I was like, do you take pizza? Like,
It's the end of my sponsorship.
yeah. Like, it's like, it's almost like, I've always been told it's almost like a drug addiction, like that
It is.
sport.
It is. And I think I told you that I can't go today and watch the races because I just want to get in and go.
So that brings us to the next point. Do you think right now you could still race?
I can still race. I can still drive it as fast as I ever did. But the problem is the young kids who have nothing to live for. They don't have no family. They just want to go balls out. They're going to beat you.
But you would be second guessing. Because you're thinking about you actually have something to live for.
Yeah, I think I slowed down.
You been hurt once or twice?
Yeah, I broke my neck in it. Yeah, broke legs, and yeah, it happens. I mean,
No Ricky Bobby's. I'm on fire.
No, actually, I did catch on fire one time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And it's a funny thing. My
Funny
ex-wife,
thing.
my ex-wife Kelly, it caught on fire. We lost the motorhome, the car, everything on a fire on the way home from a race at Brewerton. Everything burned up on the highway. So we put a car together and got a motorhome. We did everything. The first night out, we raced at Canandaigua, and I went out on the track. And when I come in a sprint car, you typically hit the gas at the same time you hit the kill switch. That burns the fuel out of the cylinders because they run methanol.
Right.
And I did that, and I guess I didn't tighten up the fuel pump line, and it exploded me with gas.
Fuck.
Oh, well,
I was on fire.
So it's methanol. You don't see the flame, right?
Well, you don't see the flame.
It's a blue
Beast.
flame.
There's beast.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah. So I couldn't get out of the car. I couldn't get the seatbelts undone. So my ex-wife Kelly literally grabbed me, but there's loops on your uniform, grabbed me and pulled me out of the car. I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't get the steering wheel off quick enough. It's terrible.
So it's got to be like awful because you know you're on fire, but people coming up don't know you're on fire.
Exactly right. Nobody knows.
And it's
you're on
loud as
fire.
fuck. Nobody can hear you screaming.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Nobody knew I was on fire.
So I'm going to bring up. I did some research. This is my research. I watched Days of Thunder earlier today, and I think it's one of the greatest scenes ever in a movie.
Okay, I'm gonna pull this rookie's chain. Cole, you're wandering all over the track.
Yeah, well, the son of a bitch just slammed into me.
No, he didn't slam into you, he didn't bump you, he didn't nudge you. He rubbed you. And rubbing, son, is racing.
How great is that? Like, is that movie even close to being true? For one thing.
Well, I'll tell you what. We raced in Canada one time, and I was leading the race, right? And this guy, Mike Stelter, I'm sure if he ever heard this, he'd know. He couldn't get around me, so every time we went into the corner, he'd tap my bumper. But I'd pull him down the straightaway. He was faster than me. His car was set up better in the corners. So the last lap, as we were coming out of Ford to take the checkered flag, he knocked me. Well, after that, he went on to win the race. And after that, I just put it right to the floor and drove right into his car.
Oh, that was actually my next question.
I mean,
is there really like altercations like after or like fights?
I wrecked us both. And then there was a big fight in the pits.
Well, I gotta imagine because if like the damage you probably did, or even like what he caused you or whatever, that's like a week's of fucking work that
Right.
you just lost.
Right.
So is there? I think you told me one time when your ex-wife like punched a guy.
George Seifo, a guy I got in an altercation on the track with, and he ended up the worst of it is one of his tires got slit. And after the race, we were in the pits, and he come over and he threw the tire inside my car. And my ex, Kelly, went over and just trapped him. Knocked him right out on the ground.
Well, because like that's like taking like food out of your kid's mouth. Like that's like
Yeah.
legitimate fucking like thing. Like it's not people don't understand. They see around here like the gypsum like sponsor guys
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
where they're actually getting money. But for the most part, like the guy I sponsor, Dan Allen. It's like 1,000. I was like, where the fuck are you getting that money? I was like, hopefully I get another job, or he's a construction guy. Hopefully I pick up something this week to pay for that.
Yeah, because,
Like,
I mean, a lot of them divisions are like hobbies.
Yeah.
You know, but when you get into the modifieds, them guys take it for real, and the sprint car guys are even worse.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Those sprint cars, obviously, those are like the like he'll be. Oh, I didn't come out tonight because I had to go watch a sprint car race in Pennsylvania. But it'd be for like $1 million though, or something, right? Like
Yeah, they just had $1 million sprint car race. Got
No
$1
shit.
million.
it's I don't know. It's ballsy for one thing, but I cannot imagine. Because I'm just thinking like, oh, it's like bumper cars, like fucking just gun it.
Yeah, it's demolition
Like,
derby.
I'm gonna bounce off that guy. That's gonna get me through that corner.
Well, there's the problem with sprint cars. There's no fenders. They're all open wheels.
Right.
And if you touch your wheel to another car's wheel, one of us is going for a flip.
Yeah.
And it's usually the guy that runs up over your tire.
Well, those cars weigh nothing too.
Right, right.
There's literally nothing.
Yeah, like 1,300 pounds with 800 horsepower behind it. So, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
It's no game for cowards.
That's like that's the biggest thing. Like I kind of brought up earlier, like you were going 100 and something miles an hour into that curve, and you're just yanking that wheel and like counting on that thing just drifting all the way across.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a totally different animal. And I think I would just do heroin or smoke crack. I don't know. Like, I'll play Mario Kart. Like,
You'd be safer.
So let's pivot from there then. So the sprint cars are really, really expensive, but so dirt modified isn't that expensive?
Well, they got a lot of money in them too. It's just a different division, but they are expensive. Yeah, them guys put money into them things.
But those are typically like small blocks or big blocks.
Well, they got big blocks and small blocks.
Are they two different divisions?
Two different divisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they typically are what, like 350s, 305s?
350s, and then you can go up to 400, 410s. You know.
Okay.
well, so like when I was a kid, we all go like every weekend, and Barefoot Bob McCready was like my guy. That I
The
liked.
king,
and
yeah.
he was the king back in the early 90s and everything. And one time we went to his house because Steve Gould, my cousin Steve Gould was doing work for him, and it was like a double wide trailer. And you're thinking because he's a king of this, like winning there. And I'm like, is this like what is this right now? And he comes out like fucking his tidy whities like, with a bush light.
Well, let me tell you something. When I raced sprint cars, I had a lot of broken windows in my house from whatever. I mean, rocks going through it or whatever. And I had a choice of either replacing the windows in my house or buying a right rear tire. What do you think I did?
Yeah. Kids, sorry, you're not getting braces. You're not getting braces.
Let me put a little plastic on there.
Guys like that gap. They like the gap in the tooth.
Yeah.
But Mark has had, it's kind of a weird, obviously you never thought back 30, 40 years ago, you would eventually become like this. Let me go this route. How did you end up being a boat marina owner?
I'll tell you why. Because I bought a boat, and I kept it at Cooper's Marina in Baldwinsville. And then I talked to Kevin, who owned Cooper's Marina, and I said, I'm buying a bigger boat. And he said, no problem, get the boat. I said, you got room and you can lift it and this and that. So I buy the boat, 41-foot boat, and come to find out his lift won't lift my boat. So I had to go somewhere else. And when I brought it to the other place and I was driving home, I seen Cold Springs was for sale. And I said, well, geez, I need a place to keep my boat next year. So I ended up buying the marina. That's how I ended up with the marina.
Yeah, I need a place to store my boat. Fuck it, I'll buy the whole thing.
Yeah. That's about the way it was. There was no tiki bar or anything.
Well, thank God it wasn't God forbid, a 35-inch boat.
That's right.
Like, if that ain't a fucking boss move, like, I guess I'll find a marina that fucking fits my boat.
All right, well, let's pivot then. Currently, how big is your boat today?
41 foot.
Oh, still.
Same boat.
Okay.
Yeah, same boat.
Just a better slip.
Yeah. Much better.
Well, I was going to wait to the end of this, but I was going to right now. So here's the situation. He used to have the boss spot right in the front of the marina, and he was having issues up there because any asshole going up and down the river, his boat, especially how big it is, it's just thinking.
Slamming against the docks.
Me and Jen get our boat there, and we're next to this. I'm not going to bring his name up on the podcast. He is just known as worst dock mate ever. And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun over on our section. So he comes over in our section, and now I have a 31-inch or foot boat. Dude, it's literally this. Like, take Newman's dick that he's getting chopped off. Like, that's how much room in between our boats that we have. Like, the two fucking big, like, it's like in fucking insane. And like, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Mark's next to us and everything. But, well, you take the owner of the marina, who was off, like, in his own little island, right there on our, it's supposed to be private docks. And I tell you, this guy, his boat was so dirty from people just. I think this guy found like 22 cousins this year.
Yeah.
Like
friends I never knew I had.
And it's kind of the direction we wanted to go to. Like, you kind of had that problem before. I remember like 2 years ago, all of a sudden you look over here on my boat, we're hanging out, and there's like 6 girls on this boat. I was like, who are those girls? He's like people take advantage. Like, a boat's kind of this weird. It's a weird culture.
It's like your home.
But you're supposed to, like, can you imagine just someone just walking in your home, sitting on your couch?
Right.
And
what's up, dude?
What's
up?
Yeah, that's like what was going on in his boat. Like, the one time he had a girl laying in his bed. Like,
oh, I've had it.
And it's like when I had my other boat there a couple years ago, I would walk up and it would just be two people sitting on my boat, and it was open. But I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, we really like this boat, so we were like, well, okay. Here's my wife. You want to like fucking try her out too? Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't just like. I just never. It is funny with the boundaries where being a business owner, you have to like. He runs into what I run into. You'll meet 1,000 people through a season, 1,000 people, and you have to be cordial and to everyone. And that's where I got in the habit of just calling everyone Bud, and then like, oh, I know the owner, like yeah, hey, let's go up on his boat.
Yeah,
and you would be shocked how like this guy is like one of my best friends, and he would still, even though he never has to, like, hey, can I come aboard? And I'm like, yeah, but just people like, oh, hey,
no
like,
courtesy to
like
ask.
people,
None.
like girls coming out just like using toilets, like and clogging toilets.
Yeah. Them toilets.
Isn't there
are-
like a marine courtesy? It just should be yellow only.
Unless it's on Chris Young's boat, and then shit away.
Didn't my daughter shit on your boat when she was like 3?
Well, see, it's a 3-year-old.
Yeah, you can't be mad about
that.
that.
You can't be mad about that. But it is like one of those things. Like you're out, and you're like, come on, like you couldn't like fucking or go in fucking Onondaga Lake, like.
I'll just walk into the bathroom.
Like, yeah, you tell everyone ahead of time, like, go shit in the fucking bathroom. So one of our competitors, our CrossFit place, when I got that boat last year, she goes on, and I tell everyone ahead of time, like, because it's kind of a pain. If you don't know, it's not like it's a pain in the ass to fucking pull the boat around and get it pumped out.
It
It's
is.
like, and if it sits in there, it fucking stinks up your whole fucking boat. And I had a whole 6 months of fucking shit smelling thing. Like we tried everything, and Febreze did nothing on this fucking smoky hollow shit. But
Shit.
Mark hooks me up with this fucking boat, and this boat's fucking amazing. So the first time I tried to take it out, it's you don't touch the steering wheel. You steer it with the motors.
Oh, it's got two propellers.
It's two, but it's import.
Yeah,
it's
the
import.
twin screw.
Like he kept explaining it to me, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. So we pull out, and all of a sudden the wind's taking me, and I'm like, oh shit! I was like, Jen, call Mark. We're drifting. Fucking like. I'm fucking hitting things, pulling fucking wheels. The boat's just spinning in circles. Fucking, he's more pissed off though because he had to take a golf cart over to fucking get it. But he gets on it. And he's like backwards, just like dude. They steer the boat backwards. Like it.
It's inverted, right?
Once you learn,
Well, no, you just, once you get up on the helm up there where the steering wheel is, you just turn around because you're backing in, and you just reach behind you, and you can do the controls. It just comes second nature once you do that.
It's once you get it down, it's insane. Like you just, it does. I remember my father at the lake party. He's like, "This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. How are you doing this?" And I'm like, "Well, because the props are like underneath the boat. Like so, it's like you can literally just spin the boat like
360. Yeah.
on the top." And
So wait, you can put the propeller to go in reverse and forwards? Or
Yeah.
Alternate? Okay.
yeah, alternate. That's how you do. But the big boats, though, if it's fucking windy, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, dude. Good luck.
They're like a sail.
It's like fucking. That's like all right. Like how me and Jen didn't get divorced, I don't know, but fucking.
That's a great story, by the way. Have you ever shared that?
Which one?
The one where you guys had like your first boat and the kids were little. You're trying to load it on the trailer and Jen's trying to back in.
So when we had just a little 20-foot cuddy, we it's the worst like on a Saturday when you got like a line of people.
Yeah.
And there's like 20.
Everybody's watching,
So
yeah.
everyone's watching. So the nerves are really good. So I get the thing in. So all she had to go up was like 2 spots to go on the boat, and she ends up in the fucking lake. And she's like, I'm just gonna keep turning around and come back in. Now, you're just seeing all these fucking people and all the trailers backing up, and I'm like, motherfucker. I was like, all right, just fucking do it. So finally, I get out of the fucking thing, and I just like go up to fucking waist deep in water, just fucking pull the thing, yank it up on the goddamn thing. Now a fucking snake goes across me, and I go, I'm selling this boat. When we get home, I'm fucking selling this fucking boat. Like fuck this. Like it's very well because it was an outboard motor too. So those things are like they're very hard to fucking navigate, and it's very one time we actually did it though, and we dropped the boat in the water because we're gonna put it out for the day on a Saturday and cross lake. Fucking drop it in the water. I was like, okay, let's. I'll jump in real fast. Where's the keys, Jen? You have the keys. No. No, there's like 20 cars with boats trying to drop. No. Nope. I don't. Nope. Okay. So the guy's like, oh, well, okay, calm down, guys. Like, calm down. You got kids in the car. I was like, fuck the kids. They know her mom's a fucking retard. Where's the fucking keys? Fucking pulled the boat all the way down, tied up, so go all the way back home. The fucking look in the driveway, everything. Go back there, guys. Like, oh, it was right outside your car. I fell out the truck door, like fucking the whole fucking time. Boats are like they always say it's like the best days when you buy a boat and the best day when you sell a boat. It's like what I give a guy like a good boat, because boats are like he has this mechanic Brendan who's this genius, and my old boat had two 350 motors, and it was outboard. So the starter went in it, and they're looking at it because I was like, I can't, like, there's literally 2 inches in between the two motors. Like, they stuff them in there.
Sometimes you got to take the motor out to get the starter out.
So they had to hold Brendan up by his feet, put him down inside there to fucking change the starter.
Yeah.
Would you not know? 2 days later, the other starter goes.
Brendan.
And this kid is so fucking. He's like almost like a Rain Man.
Yeah.
Like, he knows that. But then this year, my one cable, one throttle cable, was like it would stick, so it made it hard, so it would stick. So I didn't even ask. Like, this is how great this guy is. But he had to crawl up inside the wall. Like, thank God he's only 120 pounds. He had to crawl up inside the wall like this.
Yeah.
To fucking get the run while they run the cable. Like, he's got these guys that just know their shit. Like, you didn't know. Did you know all that stuff about boats, or does it kind of translate over from cars? Or
I know a lot about boats. I probably don't know as much as Brandon.
Yeah.
On the boats, and especially the outdrives.
Yeah.
You know, he rebuilds them and does an amazing job.
Marine mechanics is tricky though, right? Like, his water can fuck everything up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he had this. What was that big, huge yacht boat you had that had the pods?
Oh yeah. That was a $1 million boat we had at the marina.
So what are the pods actually?
They're called pods, and they do 360s.
And that's how you.
And it had a joystick, so you just drive it with the joystick.
And the guy would every year knock one off.
Yeah.
But what was the cost of one of those?
Well, we replaced the last one for $20,000 just for one pod. And we were able to,
$20,000.
and we were able to save some of it. It was $20,000 for parts.
It's
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's expendable income.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that's what's funny. Like, if you have that much money for a boat like that, like, people give you a hard time for overnight fees or something like that. It's like, you have a fucking $500,000 boat, and you're gonna be a hard time about $20. Like, fuck. Or the best is if they show up to his place is on the river, and they try to bring their own drinks off their boat into the place.
Oh, that kills me.
It's like
that's a disservice. Yeah, and
then I let everybody, if they're drinking a beer, I let them come in with that one beer and then buy something from the bar. But I got people that'll keep going back to their boat all night long and getting it out of their cooler and listening to the music. You know what I mean? That pisses me off.
Stay on your boat then. Don't come over.
Right.
Which is kind of almost even worse because that's taking up a spot. He has limited spots.
Right.
You know. That.
Oh, is it first come, first serve on the dock, or do you got to pay for it?
No, on the front dock, it's whoever gets there.
Okay. And that could change, right?
Yeah.
Having a band.
That's right.
You know what? You want to park here for the band and bring your own shit?
Exactly.
$100 a night.
All right, one question. Actually, I never asked you this either. First car you ever drove?
First car I ever drove, international pickup truck.
Is that a Chevy?
How old are you?
Yeah. Well, no.
That's like a fucking
It was my dad.
That's Depression era, like.
That's my dad's, and he gave
Depression era.
It was a standard.
Like on the wheel, like fucking.
No, it was on the floor. It was on the floor.
Mine was a '76 Lincoln Continental. Like, fucking, that thing had to be 20 fucking feet long.
Pimp Daddy.
Fucking.
That sounds way sexier than what I got.
Fucking like purple, like fucking floor seats, and like the high beams would be like the button on the floor.
Yeah.
You tap the button on the floor.
Yeah.
8-track player.
Mine was a Jeep Cherokee Pioneer. Fucking rusted all the hell from holes right in the middle of the floor.
Well, we talked about this last week. Like, kids nowadays, like your daughter or whatever like that. I remember like cars, my dad's cars when we were growing up. Like, you could see the road, like how the floorboards would rust out.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, my daughter's like, well, I'm only gonna take a Mercedes. I was like, fuck, you fucking will take. Like, you'll fucking take fucking.
Get a Ford Tempo.
Like, we were the fucking Flintstones, fucking running fucking feet on the fucking ground.
Mercedes.
Like, oh, what? But it'd be like, oh, slush puddle, come up, lift your feet. Like,
Well, you know what? I should take that back. The first car I ever drove was my dad had a modified. He used to race, and him and my mom went somewhere. I needed cigarettes. I didn't.
boy, it's probably 8.
No, I think I was 9.5. But that's neither here nor there. I took his race car down to the Hess gas station, right down the road. Just drove it right down to the gas station like it was nothing.
My grandfather raced back in the 50s and 60s, like at Fulton. And back then, the gear shafts had like the teeth.
Yeah.
And he'd be a couple times like that fucker would come up and they'd just be chewing away like right next to his fucking leg, and he's like, I think I was drunk though, so I didn't give a fuck. But didn't you one time on the racing subject have to race somebody's car, like a famous guy, and when you broke your leg?
Yeah. Rusty Wallace, the drive-in school.
No shit.
They called me up and said, can you, it was a double-seater sprint car.
So like you take people out?
I take people for rides around the track. They paid good money for it. And so we went to Rolling Wheels. I agreed to do it. And,
but you were done with racing at the time.
Right. I was not racing sprint cars no more. So I thought I'd jump back in that and have a good time and give people rides. But then when I got to the track, I said, maybe you better let me take this around once and see how it feels with another seat in back of me, you know? So I took it around, and I felt the vibration going down the back straightaway.
Well, this is what you told Rusty Wallace.
This one.
I'm dropping the hammer.
No, you're not.
Oh, I gotta say one last thing about that's my last Days of Thunder quote, but how they were all dirty after the races.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's rubber.
But nowadays you see that they don't look like that. Maybe because they have a makeup person or something like that.
Well, they got windshields and all that shit. Back then, it was all open.
Well, it's kind of weird that that's the only. Well, there's been a couple good racing movies, but that one, I don't know. It was just the typical 80s movie. They knew how to do the music. They knew how to do the fucking one-liners.
It was probably full of Kenny Loggins and fucking Huey Lewis.
Well, a lot of that was actually true. When him and Ruddy are doing the wheelchair thing, and then they get separate things, it was Dale Earnhardt and Terry Labonte. That all really happened.
Oh.
When they're racing down the fucking beach and everything.
You know, it's been at least 2 decades since I've seen that movie.
Okay. I'll give you better prep. Well, next week we're talking about Newman's transition. So I don't know what trans movie is out there. But so all right, back to Rusty. So Rusty Wallace, which I remember, I was like, how did Rusty Wallace pick you out of the like?
Some friends that come to the Tiki Bar used to work at the track, and I guess somehow or other he knew the right people, and they got a hold of me to go drive it. So I said I'd do it, and like I said, I went down the back straightaway. I felt the vibration. I knew something was wrong. And then I went through turns 3 and 4, and I come down the straightaway, and I just laid it right down. And the damn drive shaft broke. And in a sprint car, it's right here between your legs.
Did it catapult you?
No. It's right there, and you could actually touch it. But where the drive shaft is, there's supposed to be a loop over it. So if it ever breaks, it can't do nothing but this. Well, there was no loop over it, and it went through my leg.
No.
So... And the funny thing is, I got pins in my leg, all titanium and screws and all that. But when it went through my leg, it was my left leg, and that's the brake foot. I couldn't slow the car down. So as I'm rolling down the track, the thing's just slamming me.
Oh, my God.
And so I thought my foot was gone when I got up in the corner. The funny thing is, Rolling Wheels has a pond on the inside. So I got the car up, and I finally got it stopped. You know, I turned it sideways and got it stopped. I can't take the pain. I'm crying in pain. Figured my foot's laying on the floorboard. And as I took the steering wheel off, I set it on the hood of the car, and the damn car's rolling. And where do you think it's rolling? Right through that pond. So I didn't die from the crash.
I was thinking, Lieutenant Dan.
I'm going to drown. So I had to get the steering wheel, put it back on.
So it snapped the bottom part then, both bones?
Oh, yeah. It took everything out.
You have to get rods?
Yeah, I got titanium from the knee down. So... That was the end of my racing career.
So how long after you were on the stretcher did you ask for a cigarette?
Oh, I don't think I made it out of the out of the infield.
It's like an old school thing. Like it's with smokers, like old school smoker like him is like, fuck it, you did the damage, you already did. So
That's
fuck it. It's like fuck it, like fuck it, like I already did the damage.
Exactly.
So, it's kind of a. It's like you ever watch old movies, like it's kind of like you see someone smoking and it's like, oh my god, they're smoking in the movie because they've gotten that's the worst thing you can see in a movie now is smoking.
That's right.
Not fucking child rape or fucking anything like that.
Exactly.
If
If you
someone's
smoke-
smoking a cigarette, fucking put a robot dick vape in their mouth, and they're fucking fine. But it's like it's great. My grandmother smoked for like 60-something years, and but she's funny because she worked at Budweiser. She still thinks it's the steam from the beer, not the 60 years of smoking.
Right.
But I've always had the problem where they say this they got away with all the smoking because of the secondhand smoke.
Yeah.
There's no way that fucking bartenders and everything like that were getting the secondhand smoke enough to fucking kill them, and I remember being like, but then when they first outlawed smoking, I remember like Al's downtown would allow cigars. And cigars are so fucking worse. They fill the whole fucking place with smoke. And you're allowed to breathe that in. But, it's like these old school people that smoke, though. It's like if they stick with it, they stick with it. Well, your mom smoked for fucking...
My mom still smokes. She had half her fucking lungs removed and she still smokes.
She's not a quitter, She's not a quitter.
No, there's no quitting that woman. I'll never forget, though, when they put that ban in place, my sister was living in Boston, and my mom had just went to visit her, and not every city was up to speed yet, but I think Boston was one of the first cities, right? And she was there, and I remember she got thrown out of a restaurant because she's like, what the fuck do you mean? Right.
Well, how funny is that restaurants back in the day would be smoking or non-smoking section? So the booth next to you was...
Yeah, right.
These people have a fucking ashtray next to you.
Yeah.
But you're safe right here.
Kicking it off.
The fucking waitress with the fucking awkward, not fucking poofy hair. But yeah, let's finish this off then real fast with now he owns Tiki. So he's gone through like that place is transformed literally. I'll just say my first experience with Tiki because it's obviously right down the road from my place, and I heard about it like starting to do bands and stuff like that. And I go into this place and they're like, no shots, fucking no like soda, everything's soda cans.
Yeah.
And he's doing bands. I'm like, what the fuck? And then someone at the bar I knew from, because I'm like starting to do big bands and everything. And they're like, this is just like his little playhouse. Like he's just trying to
like
show,
this is never gonna work.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, because like he's always just like, I'm never charged a cover or whatever. And so I kind of like never went back. So me and him first met, and I'm not going to name the guy's name because he just passed away, and it was during COVID, the first day of COVID, and this guy comes in and taking pictures of the 3 customers I had, saying like, they're not sitting, like the rules were so insane during COVID. It's like customers were having to be like 4 feet or 6 feet apart or whatever at the bar, and he's taking pictures, and so Newman's telling me he's taking pictures, and meanwhile, I'm like, fuck this guy, fucking who he is. And all of a sudden I get a call from Emily. Emily's only 12 at the time, and some guy is trying to break into our house. So I fucking bolt out the fucking door, my daughter, and I fucking go there, and the guy was some homeless guy, and he was in the woods, and fucking, I had the cops fucking find him and take care of it. So I come back, and they're like, oh, this guy had quite a bit to say about you. He scared you out of his own bar. And so right there, I'm like, really? And then he goes, he wanted to leave a message that, tell fucking Joe Haney and this Tiki bar that I'm taking him out. So I know. So I called some people I knew and called him up and just okay, just so you know, this guy's coming after us, I guess. And he did come in. He called liquor store. There's and people didn't know him denied that he ever did it. Well, unfortunately for him, there was a security camera over his back, and I could zoom in and see him taking the pictures and emailing it. But the good part is that's how me and him became friends, and we hit it off right off the bat. Everyone, Kara calls it the bromance, because it's we go through a lot of similar things that normal people don't understand. All the fake friends and people that don't understand boundaries, and it's you don't want to come. I just don't want to come up. Like when I go to his place in the summer, I'm there to just like decompress. I don't care. At one point, I had my bouncer, who's his bouncer, have a fake list. Be like, "You're not in the list." Like, you don't have anything in your hand. He's like, "You're not in the list." Like, and people then come across like you're assholes or whatever, and it kind of sucks that obviously we're this guy more than ever, because I church cover, because fuck you. He doesn't church cover, and this guy puts on shows, and I was like, how is he paying for this? You should see his 4th of July show, fucking $5,000 worth of fireworks and the biggest bands, and not charging the cover. And yet people will bitch like, it took me 10 minutes to get a beer.
Yeah.
Like,
well, good, you can pay double
you.
next time.
Like, it's like people don't realize the overhead, the cost nowadays, and insurance and everything, and
they really don't.
There are asshole,
They don't have a clue.
There are asshole venue owners out there.
And this establishment's not even in the same league.
Think the movie
this
Jaws.
is just a gym.
Say the movie Jaws, like the bad guy in Jaws.
Jaws?
Like
the shark?
Yeah, the shark. Yeah. The shark. There are, I wish I could charge for parking, but it gives a bad name for all of us. And you want to talk about the two guys that are out there trying to do right and provide a good time, and it's still just not. It's never good enough. It's what's your thought on? Because you have more than I have, because I charge cover. So it's like, that's my whole go back to is, did you pay cover? Then, okay, go fuck yourself. Like, he doesn't charge cover. So he puts up with a lot of shit.
Yeah, I've never charged a cover. And to be forewarned, Kara is changing that this coming year.
You heard it first.
Yeah, now that she's in charge, she's not doing it.
It's not.
She's not doing it to become rich, because you're never going to get rich off it.
I don't think people realize, if you want the best bands, the best band is not a $400 garage band.
Right.
They are $1,500, $2,000, $2,500
a night.
How is he supposed to cover that
for one night?
Right.
When I can sit there and show you nights where there's 20 people drinking waters. Exactly. And like, so I at least got $5 off those people. He's not getting $5 off those people. He gets these people with their lawn chairs. They actually bring lawn chairs.
They'll sit in the parking lot. They won't even come in the bar. They'll sit out in the parking lot and listen to the band. And it's incredible.
I really wish that people like support the places that actually kind of.
Hey, there's a lot of nights where I've pulled money out of my own pocket to pay the bands, because I didn't make it at the bar. You know what I mean? And that's even on some weekends. If it's
especially his business, it's weather dependent.
Right.
Yeah.
And
outdoors.
He got hit on the jaw this year with the weather.
Yeah.
But I don't really feel that bad, because we had 2 pretty good fucking years. But he had like 2 cancellations in 2 years. I was like, fuck. Every fucking winter, because I deal with the snow, and and then my problem is with the snow. If I if it's hit like you're on the edge, and then I was like, well, it's Syracuse. And then I get people bashing me like, you don't care about people's lives. Like, put them on. Well, they didn't have to come out in the fucking snow to see.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
Like,
you're a fucking adult.
But yeah, this was.
I think I was one of the people that bitched.
Well, because fucking Quick Draw was down. Fucking.
If you could have warned me ahead of time, the Quick Draw's down. Save me a trip.
Well, that's the biggest thing I'm envious of. He does fucking, his shows are done at 10 o'clock. He's done.
Yes.
Like, I'm talking 10:30. Like, wait,
it's a ghost town.
Like, is there even a place here? Like, there's no lights on or anything. And no, I'm like fucking 12:30 at night, and I'm like got 2 fucking teenagers fucking over a pool stick because fucking Justin Bieber is better than fucking John Mayer. I'm like, get the fuck out, you amateurs. Like, that was one. As far as me, COVID, it kind of got rid of. Like, my bar would be till 2 o'clock in the morning, but nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing good happens after midnight. Right. I mean, I've literally seen this guy. I'll be sitting on my boat, and there'll be 300 people. We're like, get the fuck out.
It's time to leave.
Can you tell them to go to Average Joe's? Like, fuck, like, what the fuck? Like,
Party's up the road, people. Get the fuck out.
I'll take them.
Yeah.
Like, but it's because you actually had some issues this year with fucking, because it's a very funny thing. He's getting a very young crowd. And
We were, yes.
and he, you want to hear about a boss move? What did you do for people under 25?
$25
$25 cover.
to get in.
And I will watch them fucking pay it.
You're ruining the vibe.
If you were over that, you got in for free. But if you were 25 or under, $25.
You 25-year-olds.
If you're going to
suck.
tear up my place, you're going to pay for it.
No, that's a good idea.
Because we went kind of into like you remodeled the whole place after an awful fire, and it's too nice now. It's like you walk in, and it's like almost like a museum. It's like I don't want to like step on.
I give it a couple of years. Patrons will fuck that up.
No, but
Yeah.
you see him smoking his fucking pack of Newport or marbles, and fucking his mom doing Sudoku in the corner, and like, okay, it's still the same thing.
Yeah,
But,
it's all good.
it's fucking like gorgeous now. But literally, I've seen this place where you get certain bands that cause a ruckus. They just destroy it. Like his bathrooms are gorgeous now, and I was like, I would be so petrified. Like Jen put all the work in our bathrooms. It was literally the next week.
You guys are breaking toilets every month.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fucking
just
stupid.
like,
Oh, I've had him break my toilet and my sink.
all like in one shot.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
The girl sat on the sink. It broke off the wall, hit the toilet.
The water was spraying, right? The water
was all over it.
But this guy, like, this is the same place too, which I used to love because he'll have 8 porta potties.
Yeah.
No, it's dark over there, so you see girls sit in there because the shit's up to the top, and they come out with blue ass, fucking yelling and screaming.
It's better than going on my boat.
That's I just sit there and be like, average Joe's. Okay, man, this has been an interesting episode. So thank you very much, Mark, for filling in for Newman. I think we touched a little bit we wanted to touch on.
Yeah, a short episode. We probably could talk about a lot of things. Maybe at another date. Would you be willing?
Yeah, I'd be willing to
definitely
come
would.
back and talk about the bands and stuff.
Yeah, about a certain a guy that's on Cereal Box says he's great.
He's great. Yeah, grab him by the tail.
We end every episode saying "See you next Tuesday," and we do 2 claps. 2 claps, everyone. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Joe, I'll help everything break down. I got it. I'll see you tomorrow. Lunch tomorrow.
Thank you, Mark.